Kelly Che gets the tip for the Oregon Ducks, second tallest player in this NCAA tournament, and height is on the side of the Ducks. They will take a three on their first possession though and knock it down. Pierre to Blakes, took some contact, doesn't matter. She has her first 2 points of the NCAA tournament. 2,000-point players in their career. Here is Kelly. Can she get hot in the NCAA tournament? As you said, a ton of experience, and she knows this gym well, having played just down the road.
How about Deja's view right here? Knocking down the bucket, the NCAA tournament veteran, Vandy in Oregon, in a close one. Vandy is going to score off those turnovers if the Ducks keep giving it up.
Open look for Scott. She steps in to get a little closer for her first points.
Great pump fake from Peyton Scott, playing in her first ever NCAA tournament game. Had that injury last year, so missed all of last season with Oregon.
Blakes, she is so smooth to the basket.
But Oregon doing a great job of holding Vanderbilt, at least at this point, it looks like way under their average so far.
Well, that is the first basket by someone not named Michaela Blakes. It's one of their last 10 now from the floor. Managing to keep it close. It's a grind it out type of first quarter here in Durham so far, which favors this Oregon team. Fiso, the freshman, finding her way to the basket.
2 fouls, their second leading scorer, one of the best players in the SEC. I feel like you've got to be safe. You've got to keep her on the bench, but Oregon, they need to do what they just did, attack the paint with Pierre out.
First points of the game for Ayanna Moore, who averaged 19.5 in those 2 SEC tournament games. So Oregon breaks the pressure and does a little bit better. Fiso with another drive to the left. Fiso. Team accustomed to scoring at a much higher clip. They get the takeaway here. Blake's on the move. Goes around a couple of defenders, gets the roll.
That is ridiculously good. And Jen, I was so impressed with Michaela Blakes when we talked to her after practice yesterday. So poised, so mature. Look at that shot. For just a young freshman,
she smoked them.
That is so classic back in the day story of women trying to prove themselves, as Fiso's proving herself with another big bucket.
And getting a chance to see her mom coach and lead these women. You know, she's probably wanting a little bit more of that.
She has been huge, a real catalyst for Oregon off the bench in this first half.
Commodores looking for a catalyst on this end. Camille Pierre, 6 points in the game now for Pierre to go along with 9 for Blakes. The bulk of the scoring by that dynamic duo for the Commodores. Pierre, #1 in the SEC field goals made. Here we go again.
He's been able to do that the last couple of years. They've got quite a few transfers on this team. Deja Kelly, Peyton Scott, their 2 leading scorers. So he's in it for the long haul. He wants to continue to build in this new era of college sports.
And I think, it was something along the lines of, Kelly, suck it up.
Yes.
Because you still love this, and he does. Fiso continues a perfect performance so far in this NCAA tournament. She's 4 of 4.
And in this new world order, there is a balance. You got to hit the portal, but you've got to recruit the best players in your region, and that's Katie Fiso. I don't know what he's saying, but like you said, Jen, he's trying to do his part.
Or at least pantomiming, talking to the officials, which maybe is not so bad. There's a triple. 3 women's teams, top 3 seeds, first time ever. Duke, North Carolina, NC State, all been top 3 seeds and are hosting. They'll get going in Reynolds and Chapel Hill tomorrow. Ducks have gotten some production off the bench, and they've gotten some threes to fall. Peyton Scott drains one.
If she can't, Jen, I really do not see a way for Vanderbilt to come back in this game. They need her out there.
Commodores only team with 2 players averaging over 20 points per game. Blakes pulls up, nearly got her own rebound. And it is Kelly and the Ducks out on the break. They want a half-court game, but you give them some points in transition, they're going to take them.
And a good decision by Deja Kelly. This is the second time so far in the third quarter that Vanderbilt has not been able to stop the ball and stop Deja Kelly in transition.
But past Duke in the second round and all the way to their first Elite 8 in program history. Kelly, she's feeling it now.
Well, she said the main thing she misses, the one thing she misses food-wise, Jen, is cookout. And I understand that because I don't think they have cookout out there in Oregon where you can get a quesadilla at 3 a.m.
Jordan Oliver gets a bucket. Vandy had missed their last 10, but now they've got to get back on defense. And Pierre, not much she's going to be able to do in a situation like that.
Right. Oregon is really not getting any sort of resistance from Vanderbilt as they try to move the ball in transition.
Commodores get another basket. So now all 5 starters have scored for Vanderbilt, but for a while there it really was just Blakes and Pierre. Mostly Blake's doing the scoring.
It is because Vanderbilt has just not been able to score. And this is a team that averages 84 points per game.
Blakes hits the first triple of the game for Vanderbilt. Will that be something to kickstart this Commodore offense?
When you have this type of deficit in the second half.
You can see the difference there. The rest of the team really struggling. 17 points for the SEC Freshman of the Year, and on cue, her running mate, Camille Pierre. So you understand the effort from Blakes because she's super competitive, as Coach Ralph was telling us. The Ducks executing their offense to perfection. Offensive rebound. Oliver grabbed it. Dish off. Bucket good.
Able to stay out of foul trouble in the second half. A good pass there. Not only could it possibly lead to a foul, but it leaves a wide open lane and some of her teammates open to committing a foul.
Yeah, you'd think Rambis will take the odds on that shot. That's a tough shot, but it's a make for Camille Pierre.
And what a tough shot from Camille Pierre. 2 black jerseys on her.
Now, can Oregon keep their composure? We've seen some double-digit seeds in games, making some close games across the country so far. Commodores applying some full-court pressure after the free throw make. Falatea, yes, that is her 3rd triple of the night. Oliver, contested shot, put back is good from Capitas.
Do they have enough here in the 4th?
Commodores were down 19 in that 3rd quarter. It's a 12-point game now. Another turnover gives it back to the Ducks, and Deja Kelly for 3. Off the inbounds, a quick, easy 2 for Jordan Oliver.
No rush for Oregon. They have plenty of time. They can take their time. And Deja Kelly, her mid-range game, that was the part of her game that was ready to go. She's made a bunch of big mid-range shots today when Oregon needs them.
18 points in the game for Deja Kelly to lead Oregon. Another open look inside for Oliver. She's got 6. Deja Kelly has done a tremendous job. She stepped in, had to be a leader right away. Che gets the 2 this time.
That was a great pass, and you can see, here's what I mean. Che moving as the ball moves, making herself available. She had Blakes trying to guard her.
Inching Vanderbilt closer to single digits.
There's the traps that I've been wanting to see from Vanderbilt off of those made baskets. This is what Vanderbilt loves to do.
Capitas. Inside, yes, it's good off the glass for Camille Pierre. 10-2 run by the Commodores. And all of a sudden, we've got a game here in Durham. Make it 12-2 as Oliver goes to the basket off the steal and don't go anywhere.
You cannot have a live ball turnover here. You need a bucket badly.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Peyton Scott, 2,000-point scorer in her career, has 9 in the game.
And that is a turnover Vanderbilt could not afford.
Philly Che left wide open. Is Vanderbilt gambling on the trap? More. Capitas has been big off the bench. Brought some boom, and speaking of big, the 6'8" Philly Che reaching up for the block. A little out of control, and no whistle. Nani Falatea looking for it, but not coming.
Feels like this ball has to go through Michaela Blakes or Camille Pierre on this play, and there's Blakes there. They did not get a look for Blakes or Pierre on the previous possession. You've got to stick with your 2 superstars on offense right now if you're Vanderbilt.
24 points in the game for Blakes. Also has 4 fouls. The way Vanderbilt likes to play defense, that can be precarious. Scott left wide open. Blake's got a hand on that ball.
Too many offensive rebounds on that possession.
Kapanis committing the foul. Pierre had it in her hands. And now Blakes takes it away. Pierre from Blakes. Yes!
What a defensive play by Michaela Blakes to get that ball, get out and run. Pierre had the...
Do you have the ice you need in your veins in March? Kelly makes the second. Commodores get it to Blakes. She lost it in traffic. It is a jump ball possession. Arrow favors Oregon. Is Blakes gonna take it in herself? That's what the defense is thinking. She passes it off. More, another pass off the glass and in from Kapanis for the tie. No timeouts for Oregon.
What a play by Ayanna Moore. She was the second option. She drew the defense, dished off to Kapanis for the 2.
Ducks taken away by Oliver. The shot from 3 at the buzzer. No. No foul called on that putback attempt. That's what Oregon is wanting.
And they go to Ayanna Moore. They take Blakes away. They put the ball in the hands of Ayanna Moore, and she makes a great decision.
Vanderbilt executed their offense to tie the game up with 4 seconds to go. Well, Justine Pizzat, welcome to the game.
You don't have to get ready if you stay ready, and that's Justine Pizzat coming off the bench, knocking down that.
And the game-tying shot for the Commodores to get us here to overtime. Valatea gets it to rattle around the rim and in.
And then Oregon with a 3 of their own. That was just Vandy's second 3 of the game.
The steals, the blocks, the assists. 3 to shoot now. Moore had it blocked. Che holding her ground inside for Oregon. Deja Kelly with 19 points in the game. Scott steps into her shot, hits it before the buzzer.
We've seen truly everything in this basketball game. Peyton Scott with the big bucket, and then
graduate students, senior, graduate. There are some players who want to continue their seasons and their careers. The bank working for Ayanna Moore.
Ayanna Moore, who had not made a field goal in the game prior to banking in that one. And Vandy does have that timeout that they've saved, but you got to get the rebound to call timeout.
That's an 83% free throw shooter. Just missed them both. Finally there, a foul is committed, but no offensive rebound. And apologies, that last foul was on Oliver. That was her 4th. And the next one, the big one, to make it a 2-possession game. She does.
Finally getting an opportunity for Vanderbilt. You got to go quickly, just need some points.
The 3 misses in Oregon, making more magic in Durham, just like they did in 2017 as a 10 seed, upsetting